On Wednesday, September 13th, the City of Montreal, whose Mayor Denis Coderre has been very active in promoting reconciliation between the city and Indigenous people, hosted an all-day event that highlighted three topics: the unveiling of a new flag that represents Indigenous people along with the other founding peoples of the city, the announcement to rename Amherst Street, which currently honors a man who promoted the idea of giving disease-infected blankets to the native people, and holding an all-day conference to celebrate the 10th anniversary of the United Nations Declaration on the Rights of Indigenous Peoples. The event was a great success, and one that just about everyone in attendance said was a very positive step in better relations.
Some people were concerned that this is just tokenism, but seeing what's happening, I think it's more than tokenism. I think the mayor is sincere. I think changing the flag is symbolic. It's far more than tokenism. It's going to be there forever, from this point onward. So I can respect that. Of course we want more. We need more from the city, and the mayor is promising that they'll try to do a better job of having Indigenous people participate in the life of the city in a positive way, respecting and recognizing the rights of Indigenous peoples.
It's important for us to reflect on the work of many of people that spend the time and energy to make sure that this declaration happens and becomes a reality. And that work spans over 30 years. So to me, it's important to acknowledge their efforts as much as it is important for us to celebrate who we are. I mean, nobody can deny us that right to celebrate who we are, and I think nobody can deny us the fact that this declaration is ours.
I'm not the first one who put forward that declaration at the United Nations in front of a city council, because Val-d'Or did it before. It's just to put my experience, my compassion, and my will to bring people together. But there's a lot of people like us in Montreal, and I think that today was an important step, not only to recognize, to have that process of reconciliation, change the flag, the coat of arms, but as you notice, we have a strategy, we have a plan, we are inclusive, and we better build bridges than walls.
It's a profound moment. I think it's very symbolic, and for me, it's the beginning and not the end in and of itself. Getting the peace tree on the flag, I think, is something that's widely celebrated. It's a very, very powerful Haudenosaunee symbol, and it's great to have it to recognize the First Nations that welcomed the settlers when they came here. So I think that's a great move. I had known about Amherst's name being removed, and I think if it has the impact on First Nations and our own conscience that it's supposed to, then it's a great move. We can never forget what some of these people did, and so there's sometimes an objection about removing names because we tend to forget. But I think that if it helps heal, then it's a good move. Again, these are symbols, and the hard work remains. And as I've maintained, and a lot of people have maintained, there's a lot of wounds that have yet to open, and I think if we're going to move forward on this process of reconciliation, which is a complicated word for a lot of people, it's really a peace process in my mind. It'll take time, and time. This leads me to UNDRIP, which recognizing it as a declaration is one thing, but fully implementing it, some people have suggested throwing the Indian Act into the fire. It takes some time, and we need to do it in a conscientious fashion and in consultation with the Onkwehonwe. So it's a start and not the end.
It's been something. At Kahnawake, we've thought about these things a long time, and yet now to have them actually coming to pass, coming to life, it's rather heartfelt. It's amazing that it's happening so quickly too, and we really have to be part of this.
The Mohawk women, from the history, were the leaders, and we need to benefit from that wisdom. And Christine Chief Zachary Diumph was for me truly a role model, and through the choice of the white pine to the way that we've been working since a year and a half ago, to the process of reconciliation, and to have what we're having today, it's also because of her. So I decided to make her an honorary citizen and provide her with the keys of the city hall. So
I'm amazed by that. That's a big surprise. It really is a big surprise, because certainly I've just been working on this file and coming out to the meetings and really putting forth our positions with respect to principles, old principles, and what they could mean in a modern context.
Well, I think it's important because this is the first time that we're getting some type of recognition with regard to all of our history and who we are as a people. And then for the Mayor of Montreal to work with a group of people from our community and to establish a flag that has the Tree of Peace in it, I think that's pretty historical and pretty significant.
So there's been a lot of areas where if you read the press and if you listen to the TV, you're beginning to see that there's more inclusion. But we got to put ourselves forward if we want that. So if people at home say, well, nothing to do with us, that's fine, but I will push our way forward. If we can, we will.